welcome. We're live. Casey Scheinfeld, my best co-host ever had in my life, coming live from Pennsylvania. You must have the fever of the Super Bowl, Casey. Tell us what's going on in Pennsylvania right now.
Well, today the kids didn't have school because we got almost an inch of ice overnight. So I'm dealing with a house full of happy teenagers who didn't have to get up early. But yeah, the Super Bowl, I live about an hour and a half outside of Philadelphia. So there is a lot of, I live in Eagles country. So there's a lot of Eagles fans around here. So everybody's pretty excited. Um, Everybody here is picking the Eagles, obviously, because they're homegrown. I'm a Giants fan and loved Saquon Barkley when he was with me. We're close to Penn State where Saquon Barkley went. So I have a soft spot for him, and I'd like to see him get to raise the Lombardi Trophy on Sunday night.
It's practically a pick 'em game. And,
yeah, 1.5 points.
I see it. I see it a field goal game. I see a field goal game. And if you look at both teams, you just see how Philadelphia has a better offensive line, has a better defensive line, has a better wide receiving core, has a better running back.
Everything but quarterback.
As the only thing they don't have is they don't have Patrick Mahomes. He's 15-0 indoors as his record overall in his life. 15-0.
That's crazy.
Indoors.
I hadn't read that. That's insane.
People is indoors. I mean, it's like this guy just doesn't lose. And
no.
my quote I say to people when they ask me who I'm betting, I always say, don't bet against Patrick Mahomes, and you'll be sorry. Like last year with the 49ers, they had McCaffrey, they had all these great athletes and all this great stuff, and the Chiefs are going to lose.
But the Chiefs, as everybody outside of Chiefs country would say, the Chiefs have the referees, and that's much more important than the athletes you have on the field. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, so I'm just saying that to be funny. Tommy V, it's good to see you, man. It's good to have you back. It's been a while.
Yeah, and we're getting ready for baseball season, too. After this big game is over with on Sunday, we'll be full into baseball mode, which I'm excited about because a lot of crazy trades and people signing and baseball's going to be great. Casey, let's talk about the game again. I'm just going to say it up front. I'm going to take the under. I think it's going to be under 49 points. I feel that these defenses will come together and make it not a low-scoring game, but 20-17, 24-17, something like that. I don't see like a high-scoring back-and-forth game. I think Kansas City will slow it down. And as much as I hate to say it, because going against what I'm saying, I like the Eagles. I don't think.
Yeah.
I just don't think the Chiefs can repeat. And I know the one guy that's rooting for the repeat is a guy named Pat Riley in Miami, because he actually owns a trademark.
Didn't he coin it? Yeah, he
he'll make millions of dollars if
he patented
betting just because of the repeat name.
But look, I think it's going to come down to whether or not the Eagles can protect the ball. They've been turning it over more than usual in the playoffs, and it's led to some closer games than they should have been. If they don't turn the ball over, I don't think the Chiefs can beat them.
But I think that's one mistake that one team will do during the game.
Yeah, and if they can get Hurts to fumble or throw, an interception or two, I think the Chiefs can squeak out this game. I don't think they're going to. If they win, it won't be by a lot. But I think the Eagles. I think they're going to win by 10. I think it's 27-17.
Yeah, Eagles are going to.
I think if the Eagles don't turn the ball over, they win by more than a touchdown.
Yeah, they're underdogs, so you think they're going to win the game outright. So I like that bold prediction. No one's admitting like 10 points. Eagles to be saying field goal or touchdown.
Yeah, honestly, what I saw last was that the over-under was set at 48. I could honestly seeing it being a 27-21 game and an absolute push. like everybody who bet the over or the under is going to lose, because I could see it finishing right on 48.
Yeah, well, right now I think it's 48.5. So there's
there you go. Then it's hard to push.
There's a half floating somewhere all over the place. I think it jumped. Was it 40? Not even went to 48. Now it's 48.5. But it's jumping all over, and the city of New Orleans is just buzzing. I mean, a lot of my friends went.
Tommy V says 28-21 Philly. That's kind of what I'm saying too. I just think.
Just remember my quote: never bet against Pat Mahomes.
Especially if he's 15-0 in a dome.
He's 15-0 indoors. He has a lot. I mean, look at his stats in the playoffs. Look at his stats. All this guy does is win. He figures ways to win. I mean,
Yeah.
So let's go over some of the fun props. So both you and I'm taking the Eagles. You like the Eagles. I like the under. You like it as a push. It's so you can.
Or the under. Yeah.
So those are the main bets. Casey, who do you like in the coin flip? This is really big.
I'm going tails. Or do you mean who's going to win it? I think
I got heads, and I took Philly in heads. That's what I took.
I'll take tails in Philly.
Okay, I got heads. So there you go.
The over-under, by the way, on the national anthem is 120 seconds.
Let me ask you a question about that. I always thought they rehearse national anthem. Sometimes they even track it, which means they have the music and they grab the person's voice and the person sings over their own voice in the national anthem. It's very common. It's called tracking. Can't somebody sit outside and listen to the rehearsal and time it and figure out how long the national anthem is?
Yeah, but it's Jean Baptiste, the pianist, who sometimes improvises and just goes on runs. So it's hard to predict.
Okay, I'm just asking. Just because I always thought it's tracked and it's always planned of how long it's going to be for the rehearsals. But I could be wrong, and you just answered it. Let's talk about, this is big, Casey, already. You better be right. You were right last year. The Gatorade color dumped on the winning coach, Casey. Who do you like?
Yellow. I'm going with the yellow, the lemon lime, yellow-green color.
You like yellow? That's like 500. That's like 5-1. I like that. I like orange. That's 2.5 to 1. You bet 100, you get 250 back. Again, it's just a guess. We don't know. There's no.
The real Tommy V thinks orange too. He's going with you.
Okay, so Kendrick Lamar, who actually my friend does the security for him. My friend Pascal does the security for Kendrick Lamar. Which I have a kind of an inside track. I can call him actually Saturday and find out what the first song's going to be. In all seriousness, I could do that. I could do that. I mean, I haven't seen it posted anywhere yet, where I can bet that yet.
Yeah.
But I like the TV off is you bet 100, you get 750 back, so it's plus 750. I like TV off. I love Kendrick Lamar. He's a California kid. He's he's a great rapper. He's one of the best of our day right now. I can find that information out because they're actually doing rehearsal. They've been doing rehearsal all week. No seriousness. He's been there. He came back for the Grammys and went back to the.
Yeah.
I can find out what that first song is. I have the inside scoop. So if I find out, I'll let you know.
I'm hoping just for fun, because I want to say it, that it's "Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe," but
that'd be great.
I think it's "Squabble Up." If I had to
in concerts, I've seen him many times. He does not play the same song every time he starts up the show. He mixes up the whole arrangement every show. No one knows what he's opening up with. Another bit that I do like, because every Super Bowl we always see this, that 2.5 people will make more than one passing attempt, which means there'll be some trick plays, like a running back goes to the ball or a receiver, So I think other than Mahomes and Hurts, I think somebody else will throw the football.
Okay.
It could be Worthy. It could be Barkley.
I think it's going to be a punter.
It could be a punter. So what's your take on that, Casey Schoenfeld?
I would make that bet just for fun, but I'm not betting a lot on it. That's for sure.
Okay, so you'll bet just $500.
What's your bet on Tom Brady's tie color?
Is it really a bet? Can you really bet that?
Yep, blue is plus 175, gray silver plus 300, no tie is plus 320.
Here's Ross the Boss. If you're serious and you can bet it, I would bet this. He's a huge Donald Trump supporter. We're not going to talk politics, but I'm just saying he's a big Republican.
So maybe he'll go at red with plus 600.
That's what I was thinking, because Trump wears red, and maybe he'll wear red too. And plus, but then again, if he wears red, it looks like he's rooting for Kansas City. You know what I mean? He may have to have some bias.
Yeah. Red. The longest odds are on yellow at plus 1,200. Yellow, pink, and green, and black are all plus 1,200.
I did not have that in my thing, but in California, it's illegal to bet sports. But Ross the Boss always has ways to do it. But
Well, we're not encouraging betting. We're just talking
no,
about
I
the
mean,
funniest bets.
it's funny. Like with that, it's like there's no. I mean, one person decides what he's wearing. You know, it's probably a stylist.
Yep.
Gets the title wear, and you know, we say like, if it's a real bet, can't that stylist just tell a buddy to go bet it for him? And there you go. Another crazy thing I saw is times they'll show Taylor Swift
Oh yeah.
in the private suite. It's 6.5 times. Casey.
I'm going over. Does it?
So,
Well, it depends.
okay.
Does the pregame coverage count,
No, during the game.
or is it just between whistles?
It's when the kickoff happens and when the last play happens. So if
I will take the over.
Kelsey scores a touchdown, that's like 3 times at least right there. I mean, that's 3. Because they'll show her.
Tommy V's hoping they don't show her at all. I understand that.
Like in the pool when they show
But
her.
I think, look, if he catches 6 passes and scores a touchdown, she's on there 10 times. So I saw this interesting bet. Are you familiar with what an octopus is? You can bet whether or not there's an octopus.
Running, passing, 2-point conversion, and
or it's when you score the touchdown and the 2-point conversion, the same person does both. And then there's something called scoregami, which is when there's the final score is a final score that's never been had before.
I heard the octopus yesterday. I haven't seen where it's offered. I'm sure DraftKings has it, but it's like crazy odds. What's the odds on, like, let's say I bet Hurts to do the octopus? What is it? Like, it's like 60 to 1. It's like something nuts.
Yeah, let me see if I can find it again. The octopus is 1,400, so it's 14 to 1 plus 1,400.
14 to 1. So I would do it just for. I mean, again.
Now Jalen Hurts did it in Super Bowl 57 2 years ago.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, he rushed in the touchdown and then snuck in the 2-point conversion.
So let's talk, Casey. Xavier Worthy. Do you think he'll have over 6.5 yards rushing? Yes or no?
Yes. I think one end around and he'll go 8 to 12 yards.
Saquon Barkley, your favorite running back, will he score the first touchdown, Casey?
Score the first touchdown? No. I don't think he'll score the first touchdown.
Who do you think will be the first touchdown scoring?
I'm going Devonta Smith.
Listen, these are huge prop. People bet.
I know.
On this stuff.
Oh, I would go with I'm saying Devonta Smith is a bit of a long shot.
I'm going to take a real long shot, and I'll take Patrick Mahomes to score the first touchdown.
Oh, rushing touchdown. Nice.
It has to be like 50 to 1. I mean,
it would be a long shot. I think the Chiefs are going to build their whole defense around stopping Saquon, and so I think you could get Devonta Smith out of the slot, but who knows?
Dallas Goedert, Casey, touchdown or no touchdown?
No touchdown.
A.J. Brown, I like him scoring a touchdown. What do you think?
Ooh,
I
wouldn't mind it. No, I wouldn't bet against it. He's such a big receiver that you could see them just throwing it up in the corner and letting him high point the ball.
I mean, this is like the toughest prop bet. Will Barkley have over 112 yards rushing? Yes or no?
112 yards rushing.
112 over under.
He's averaging like 125 a game in the playoffs, isn't he?
Yeah, he has like a 50-yard run every game.
I think he will absolutely get 112 yards.
In his longest rush, they have it down for 25 yards. So
I'll have that. I'll take the over on that too.
You like that too? I like that. This is a weird bet. I saw this yesterday. You can bet who will have more Will Kelsey have more receptions, or will the Tampa Bay Lightning game they play in the early in the morning, or the Tampa Bay Lightning game have more goals? So let's say there's
who are the Lightning playing?
The Lightning are playing. No, I know the over under 6.5. Hold on. The Lightning is playing. When's the Super Bowl? February 11th? No, 10th. February 9th. So they're playing the Montreal Canadiens in Montreal.
I think Kelsey will have more catches.
So Kelsey's over under at 6.5 for receptions.
Yep.
And you think he'll
I think he'll catch more than both teams will score in the hockey game.
I like that. They have all these crazy bets. I mean,
you can bet almost anything. If you're creative, there's a bookie who'll take it, I bet.
I mean, they'll have a million prop bets before kickoff. They'll have so much stuff going on. Do you think this is another one who I'm taking the under? Pacheco, the
Yeah.
the running back for Kansas City. They have over under rushing attempts 5.5. I like under. I don't think he's going to be used.
No, I think Hunt's going to get more of the carries. How about will Travis Kelce propose to Taylor Swift at the end of the game? Plus 800 to say yes.
I'll throw my TV in the pool if that happens. I hope I'm not home because I really don't care about the game.
Will Andy Reid retire if they win?
No, he's a narcissist. He's not retiring. Are you nuts? Why would he retire? What's he going to do?
I don't know.
He loves. He could go for a four-peat if they win. I hope they don't show Taylor Swift. I hope they don't make it a spectacle about her. I hope that I just hope that we don't see crazy stuff going on with her during the game and before the game. Remember last year, she went on the field and she was like, the cameras were all over her.
I know. Well, hopefully the Eagles will win and they make it a really bad game for Travis Kelce and they have no reason to show her except her pouting, sad face. What prop bet I like the best out of all of them? I saw DeAndre Hopkins over under 16 yards receiving. I think he's going to go over that. Under.
Oh, I think I'll have over 16 yards.
You think they're going to target him intentionally because it's his first Super Bowl?
I think they'll use the veteran receivers. Brown and him will be featured a lot more than they were last game. I think Hopkins will catch at least 2 or 3 passes.
I think what they're going to do is they're going to use Hopkins and Brown to set up Xavier Worthy later in the game and get the safeties looking short and then see if they can get Worthy over the top.
I like that too. I like your philosophy on that. I think that we'll see him passing the ball to a lot of different receivers, like he always does. But I just thought that was really low for some reason.
Yeah.
And
how many? Okay, we'll make the over under 1.5. How many roughing the passer calls against the Eagles?
Oh, against the Eagles. I think Carter's going to have at least one. That's great. I think they have. I think they have over. I think they have 2.
Okay, there you go.
And I like that. I like that defensive player Carter for.
Jalen Carter's awesome. Now he missed practice yesterday for an illness, so hopefully he's whatever it is, it gets out of his system quick.
Yeah, yesterday was Wednesday. I think he could play in the Super Bowl. It's so funny. Like Gainwell had a concussion 2 weeks ago, and with a concussion, it's all subjective. It's not like they put like a machine on you that can tell you if you have a
conclusive test.
Yeah, it's subjective. It's not like Gainwell's going to say, yeah, I can't play Sunday, Mike. Like the concussion. There's no way he's not going to play in that game.
Okay, over under on how many times Tom Brady references his Super Bowl victories when comparing or commenting on a play. Well, in Super Bowl when we played and I beat.
I hope that's a bet I could bet on. Whatever it is, I say over because he has nothing. This guy has nothing to say when he's doing the game except stuff
how
like
great
that.
He was. Yeah,
well, just obvious stuff that he's talked about in the past that we all know. No insight. It's just everything that he's talked about on talk shows or anywhere else when he's interviewed.
Yeah.
I mean, he'll talk about Belichick's name's going to be mentioned at least once.
Gronkowski with reference to Kelsey.
Gronk, and he'll
Either Wes Welker or one of those slot receivers.
That his ex-wife is expecting a baby with her boyfriend.
I know. I don't think he's going to mention David Tyree though.
Oh, with the
Giants and the helmet catch.
He caught the catch. Yeah, I was going to say he caught he caught it in his helmet. That was unbelievable. Wasn't he MVP of the game too, Tyree?
No, Eli Manning was still MVP.
Eli was okay, yeah. And we'll see a lot of guest performers with Kendrick Lamar. I don't think Taylor Swift will be there, but we'll see. Future, I think, is going to be there, if I could guess, because they're good friends. I know he hates Drake, so Drake won't be there. But he puts a great show on. It's going to be. Yeah. I mean, I usually don't like to watch halftime shows, but this one's going to be good. He's a real performer. He's good. He's good. What other props do you have, and then we'll get going?
I don't really have any other ones. I was just making them up as I was thinking of them. How many turnovers, how many.
I do have Mahomes. I did bet this. Mahomes having at least one interception. I think the Eagles' defense is really, really good, and their DBs are really, really good. And I see Mahomes making that one mistake to some receiver, and I feel he'll have one.
I think if there's an interception that Mahomes throws, it's going to be on a tipped pass.
There you go.
It's one of those things where, like, Carter or one of those big linemen might get their hands up on something, and the ball hawks in the backfield in the secondary are going to get one of them. But I think you're going to get at least 3 turnovers total in the game.
3 turnovers. I'll bet that too. At least 3. Wow. You see some fumbles. You see some.
I see some fumbles. I see at least one fumble, and I see each of them throwing at least one interception.
Yeah, and I'm hoping you're right about the Eagles in 10 points.
Steve Spagnuolo loves to throw literally 9 people in a blitz. If you watch some of those blitzes they do at the end of the game, and those are just recipes for either him fumbling it when he tries to throw the ball or just throwing it up and it gets intercepted. It's going to come down to who has if I'm betting there's 3, that means one team's going to have 2, and I think one team's going to have 1. Whoever has the 1 wins the game.
Wow.
That's my bet.
I agree. I feel, and remember I've been to the Superdome twice. I think I told you this. I went once in '85 when the Bears destroyed.
Yeah, the 2 greatest games ever in the Superdome.
I went to that game. Super Bowl shuffle. Everything else, I was, I was actually in college back then. And then the second time I saw Smart hit that shot
for Keith Smart
national championship in 1987 at Bobby Knight.
Yeah,
that was great. That was a great game too. I mean, I've been to Super Bowl, and it's a great town.
Part of me, there is a very small part of me that wouldn't mind if Kansas City won, only because I lived in Philly in the late 90s, early 2000s when the Philadelphia media and fans and everybody did Andy Reid really dirty, like blamed him for everything as if he was a terrible coach. When he had Terrell Owens and Donovan McNabb and that whole squad.
Yeah, McNabb, yeah. I remember.
And I think he got treated poorly, so I like the little bit of kind of in your face that he got by beating them a couple years ago, and then to beat him again, it would just be kind of like rubbing it in that you made a mistake.
Letting go. So many years ago, but
I know, it was 25 years ago. But I'm just saying.
I'm sure he still remembers. I'm sure he's gone over it. I mean, this guy is going to be a Hall of Fame coach.
He's if he stays. I forget what the years were. He could end up being the winningest coach ever.
More than Belichick or Landry or the other
guy? Let me look it up.
It makes sense, though. He's been coaching for many years, so what you're saying makes 100% makes sense. I would say he's in the top 5 ever, like Chuck Noll I have in there.
He is ranked 4th all time. He's 46 wins behind Don Shula. He has
Don Shula,
301. Don Shula has 347.
and who's
So if
number
he,
one?
including the postseason. So if he coaches 5 years, even 4 years, chances are he's going to be the winningest coach.
And who's the winningest coach right now?
Don Shula with 347.
Don Shula.
Belichick has 333.
And then who's
And then George Halas at 324.
Coach Halas? Yeah, Papa Bear. Yeah, he. Unfortunately, I never got to see him coach. But do we count that? It's like before the NFL was.
I do. It does. I don't know who does, but
the AFC. They didn't have the Super Bowl back then.
no.
I think they did for the first a little bit when he was there, but started in '65 the Super Bowl. My dad took me to the Super Bowl in '73. Was it '73 when Miami played the Washington Redskins? And
that one's before my time.
And the kicker from Miami tried to throw the ball and he got creamed. And back then the Super Bowl tickets were like $15.
Yeah, I was gonna say it wasn't the same.
In the stadium was the Coliseum. I just see old tapes of it, but it's like half full. Like it wasn't like there was no Super Bowl parties. No one's doing anything. No one cared. It was like a Pro Bowl basically. No one really paid attention that much to Super Bowl back then. But now it's like the whole week of stuff. Okay, well, Casey, you have a soccer game during the
Super Bowl. Yeah, so I'm going to miss the first quarter. So you'll have to tell me about the coin toss and the national anthem.
I think I'm going over to my friend Rich Davis's house.
That's good. That's cool. He's a 49ers fan, so you can make fun of him.
Memory. He's also on Fox Radio, Fox Sports Radio.
I see him he's on Sirius XM, does Hits One and the Pulse as a guest host there too.
Glad you're good. Yes, that's how I met him when I worked at Sirius XM. But I'm going to his house.
Nice.
He's serving, you're going to love this. He's serving egg rolls that have
cheesesteak.
Cheesesteaks in them. Oh, you know about this.
Oh, yeah.
That's what he's serving.
Here.
I might make Kansas City ribs because I have a smoker at my house.
There you go.
But I'm enjoying I'm going to drink a lot. I'll be eating a lot. I'll be having a great time. I don't really care much about the game. I'm not going to be sitting staring at the television. I'll be eating and feeding my face during the game, Casey Schoenfeld.
That's the best part of the Super Bowl. I guess one last bet. First commercial, is it car, beer?
I love that bet. That's after the kickoff, right? Not pre-game.
Right, after the kickoff.
See, that one commercial probably cost the most of any other. The first commercial is key. I don't say it's car. I don't think it's beer. What do I think it's going to be? I say it's some website or something weird that we won't expect.
Like GoDaddy or something. I think it's Bud Light. I always go back to Budweiser. Yeah.
Really? So you think it's a beer company?
Yeah. All right, Tommy V, thank you very much for the kind words. We can't wait to come back next season with football, but don't leave us because starting next week, what is it, Ross? It's preseason. It's preseason baseball, baby. Spring training starts.
We'll talk draft. I mean, a lot of drafts. I drafted already just for fun last week.
Yeah.
But we're talking baseball.
I know. I'm excited.
How to draft your team, who you should be drafting, who you should stay away from.
Prospects to keep an eye on.
Bust, like Casey said, De La Cruz last year is going to be a bust.
I was right.
He was right on the money on that one. The guy barely stolen bases, didn't have any home runs, 1% right.
He's a one-trick pony.
It's so funny. Every draft, it's going to be Ohtani's going to be the number one pick in every fantasy draft.
I don't know about everyone because he doesn't have a position that he qualifies for. I still think you'll see Bobby Witt go number one in a draft or two. I just do.
I like him better than Judge. I have Witt number two. I have Ohtani one. Okay, yep. So enjoy the Super Bowl. I'll text you if I find out what the first song is.
Yep, you let me know if I need to make that wager.
I will as soon as if it's offered, I'll find out. I'm joke. It's not a joke. I'm going to find out, and I want to bet a lot of money, like Dan Ratner mortgage money, like that kind of money.
Wow. He doesn't have a mortgage. He buys everything in cash. What are you talking about?
Oh, maybe not Dan Ratner mortgage money.
My mortgage.
Remember, really quick, remember that time I told him to go to the
Vegas?
bank, take all this money he has, go to Vegas and bet against Amy Dalton at night. And,
Yeah.
and of course, I was right. Amy Dalton was horribly
always bad on national television.
No, it's bad at night.
Yeah.
Because something's wrong with him at night. It's horrible. But those days are over because he barely plays anymore. Okay, well, thanks for watching, everybody. Happy Super Bowl. We'll see everybody next week talking baseball.
Yes, we will. Baseball time.